Have you noticed that getting kills on Battlefield 6 Redsec feels really weird? It kind of takes a lot longer than you would think. Now, obviously, in Redsec, in the Battle Royale, you have up to 200 health, and the hit rate seems to be like a little bit delayed, so it's gonna feel like a little bit slower overall. But even when you factor all of this in, you can tell that something is a bit off. It's almost like the guns do less damage. Today, I'm here to tell you that's exactly what you're feeling. I just spent the last few hours going through every single gun and meticulously noting down the damage differences between the live versions as well as the Redsec versions of the guns in Battlefield 6. In this video, we're going to go over all of the changes, how these behave differently. If you guys want to check out, I also have this spreadsheet available on my Discord, discord.gg/ottr. Let's dive into it. So first and foremost, obviously the lowest DPS are going to be the sniper rifles. That's the PSR, the SV98, and the Mini Scout, and the M2010 ESR. As far as I know, the damage is unchanged. It's worth noting though that I had a hard time testing the damage sweet spot, so I can't say that for sure. Moving on past the snipers though, we have the pistols. We have the ES57. This one is unchanged, doing 20 damage per shot. The GGH-22, that's the Glock. We got this patch, also unchanged. The P18 was also unchanged. The M44 was also unchanged. I believe that's because these are secondaries or something like that, and this is, there's no point in changing them. The M45A1 also saw no real change or any at all. The M87A1 and the M87A1 with both pump and slugs seems unchanged. I didn't notice a difference in the damage whatsoever. The SVK was also unchanged with the damage. The M39 didn't see any change either. I just realizing like we were going through all these, and yeah, these haven't seen changes, but I think it's important that we do bring them up so you guys know, what to expect really. However, we're gonna move on to the guns that actually have seen a change and an actual noticeable change as well. And I think at the very end of this video, we're gonna compare the DPS from the live to Redsec, so you guys can get an idea for just how much of a difference it is in raw DPS. Now, again, this doesn't factor in fall off ranges, which I do assume is pretty much the same, but I could be wrong on that as well. First and foremost, we have the KTS 100 MK. This is still a beamer and absolutely shreds, but it has gone from doing 25 damage per hit to 21 damage per hit. Again, rate of fire is unchanged, but this means that in the live version of the game, assuming you had 2.5 health, which is purple armor or full armor, it would have taken you 8 hits to get a kill. In Redsec, it takes you 10 hits to get a kill. We've gone from a time to kill of 0.93 seconds to 1.17. The SVDM is also unchanged. The LMR27 is also unchanged. The SOAR 556 MK2, I crashed out on stream. I think it was yesterday trying to rate this gun. It just keeps taking hits, man. This thing is just awful. In addition to that, it has gone from 25 damage per bullet to 21.5. It has the same change in shots to kill from 8 to 10 and change in the time to kill from 0.85 to 1.06. Obviously, it spreads like crazy, so good luck getting those shots in the first place. But hey, if you still like it, go for it. The M250, however, is the gun that inspired this video because I know it has like near no damage fall off, and I noticed that it did 20 damage no matter what. And okay, spoilers. It went from doing 25 damage to 20. This also means it's gone from 8 shots to kill to 10, and a marginal change in the time to kill from 0.71 to 0.89. The SL9 saw the same treatment. It went from 25 damage to 20, and again from 8 to 10 shots to kill, and actually the exact same time to kill as M250. I didn't know that. The L85A3 has gone from 25 damage to 21.5, so it already didn't do damage and is a lot worse now. That one also went from 8 to 10, and its time to kill went from 0.76 to 0.94. The UMG45 saw the same treatment. It has the same rate of fire, so same shots to kill, 8 to 10, 0.76 to 0.94. You can really feel it on the UMG as well. It just feels like a pea shooter right now. Especially, I believe it has a pretty bad damage fall off. I don't have the numbers on that in front of me, but it really just feels like you do no damage whatsoever. The M60 also saw a massive change to its damage per second. Guns that have 33.5 damage by default are probably, usually, there are some exceptions to this, the ones that are hit the hardest. The M60 has gone from 33.5 damage to 27. It's gone from 6 shots to kill to 8. Time to kill of 0.7 to 0.93. This will mostly be felt obviously in close range. The fall off starts pretty fast, so it will probably effectively be a lot longer if you try shooting people over long ranges. I guess that applies to most guns, but I know the M60 people use for long range snipes. You can really feel it. But what about the AK-205? The gun with basically the least bloom, the least spread, the least recoil, the least damage. Unchanged, does 20 damage per hit, takes 10 shots to kill. If it would be any slower, I think I would lose my mind. The RPKM, one of my favorites, also saw a massive nerf as well. It went from 33.5 to 27 damage. That's the same shots to kill, and a time to kill from 0.65 to 0.87. The SOAR 300, I don't think anyone really uses it beforehand, but it's also gone from doing 33 or 33.5 damage to 25 damage for some reason. It's gone from 7 shots to kill to 8 shots to kill, and 0.7 to 0.8 damage. The PW5A3, aka the MP5, also saw a pretty significant nerf. It really feels like you're just slapping people with a wet noodle right now. It is barely better than the AK-205. It went from 25 damage per hit to 20. It's gone from 8 shots to kill to 10. So this pretty much makes this a pretty low-end gun. Now I'm actually running the numbers. Like, it's 257 damage per second. That's just barely better than the AK-205. It's just been an absolute beamer. It is still kind of a beamer because it's pretty accurate, but it doesn't like clip somebody instantly. The time to kill went from 0.65 to 0.87. So that's a massive difference in the time to kill. The B36A4 went from 25 damage per shot to 21.5 damage per shot, and saw an increase in the shots to kill from 8 to 10, and an increase in the time to kill from 0.67 to 0.83. Pretty noticeable, but you can also burst it really well. We also have a tier list coming up soon, TM. I'm pretty sure right after this video. So if you guys want to see that tier list, we're gonna post it on Twitter, and we're gonna obviously make a long video about it, and you know, subscribe for that is my point. Next up, we have the L110. Now this one also saw the same nerf as with B36. So from 25 to 21.5 damage. Also, just a mention with the 21.5 damage, I think any damage where it showed 21 when we shot somebody to test, I think that's a 21.5er or 21.4 if you're gonna be whatever they have. It's hard for me to prove because I don't have the numbers in front of me. I just know that some guns had a 21.5 because when I shot them twice with the same gun, I did 43 damage rather than 42. Continuing with the L108, that puts the shots to kill from 8 to 10 and time to kill 0.67 to 0.83. The exact same as the B36. Now, what about the cord? You guys keep glazing up the cord. It's the best gun in the game, right? I still don't see it. I can't use burst fire. My hand cramps up immediately if I try spam clicking, so I just don't use these types of guns if I need to burst fire. This one has also seen a nerf in the damage. It went from 20 damage per bullet to 18. This may not seem like a lot. It went from 10 shots to kill to 12. The time to kill is 0.67 to 0.8. The M240L went from 33.5 damage to 27. Shots to kill from 6 to 8. Time to kill has gone from 0.6 to 0.8. And also, I just want to mention this. We'll get to this later. If you guys watching along, thank you for watching this long so far. I know it's a lot of numbers. Just a quick mention though, there is actually one, I think, gun that actually was stealth buffed in this build. So we're going to get to that as well. The USG-90 has gone from 20 damage per shot to 18. It's gone from 10 shots to kill to 12 shots per kill from 0.67 to 0.8. The DRS-IAR also saw a damage nerf from 25 to 21.5, and the shots to kill have gone from 8 to 10. The time to kill is from 0.62 to 0.78. The QBZ-192 also saw the same damage nerf from 25 to 21.5. The live STK going from 8 to 10, and of course the live time to kill from 0.62 to 0.78. The SGX also saw a pretty noticeable nerf going from 25 damage per hit to 20 damage per hit, which changes the shots to kill from 8 to 10, and the time to kill from 0.58 to 0.72. And now here comes a really cool one. I've felt when testing Battle Royale, definitely felt when we picked it up in the live version, and it's actually kind of cool. The PW7A2, the MP7, has gone from 16 damage per bullet to 18. We've gone from the shots to kill of 13 to 12, so it's nothing massive. The time to kill has gone from 0.82 to 0.76. And this thing beams with very minimal movement penalties or bloom, and it just feels like a laser beam in BR, if I'm gonna be honest. Give it a try yourself. It really feels incredible right now. Moving on though, we have the AK-40. Doesn't feel that much incredible. Thankfully, this is a 33.5 damage gun that hasn't been nerfed. It still does do 33.5 damage. You can free tap somebody if they are really close and don't have armor, otherwise it will take you 6 shots to full clip them up close. However, the time to kill is still 0.7, pretty much unchanged. The M417A2, another 33.5 gun, has gone from 33.5 to 27 damage per shot. This is a noticeable change. Unlike the AK-40, this makes the shots to kill go from 6 to 8, and the time to kill from 0.55 to 0.73. So it is very usable. The M123K has gone from 25 damage to 21.5 damage per shot, meaning the live shots to kill has gone from 8 to 10, and the time to kill has gone from 0.58 to 0.72. I also realized now that I'm recording this video that you guys watching at home are probably used to the time to kill of like, you know, 0.2 or whatever, because obviously people normally have like 100 health. It's probably real hard for you guys to contextualize this. This is why I personally love DPS as a uniform metric. Everyone always disagrees with me on this, but it's just much easier to run the math in your head with DPS. I digress. I'm just saying. The M4A1 has gone from 25 damage to 21.5 damage. Shots to kill has gone from 8 to 10, and the time to kill has gone from 0.53 to 0.76. The M2 277. Now, what's interesting with this gun is it has basically no damage fall off, so you could just spam click hit with single fire, and it's like a mini sniper. The SG-553R, a gun that I've been glazing the hell out of because it's been doing work for me in Redsec, has also seen a pretty hefty nerf to the damage. It's gone from 33.5 damage per shot to 27, changing its shots to kill from 6 to 8. The time to kill has gone from 0.5 to 0.67. The SCW-10, one of my favorites, has seen a pretty hefty damage to its damage output, with dealing 33.5 damage per shot to 25 damage per shot. The shots to kill have gone from 6 to 8, and the time to kill has gone from 0.45, which was pretty remarkable, to 0.6. All of the guns are kind of floating together DPS-wise the more I'm looking at it. The GRT-BC, unchanged. The M433 is also unchanged as far as it comes to damage. This one does have a pretty hefty recoil change, so do check the video out after this one. We'll put it at the end so you can go check it out. The NVO 228 has not seen any change in its damage as well. It still does 35 up close, or 33.5 up close. So that's 0.55 time to kill, for those curious. The KV-9, one of my favorites, has seen a pretty hefty nerf in its damage per second. That's because it has the highest RPM in the game. It shoots at a hefty 1080 bullets per minute and deals 25 damage while doing so, at least on live. In Redsec, it now deals 20 damage per bullet, meaning it's gone from a shots to kill of 8 to 10. And the time to kill from 0.45 to 0.56, which is still, I guess ultimately, it's not that much of a difference. You'll still shred them. 18.5 KSK, aka the Saiga, has not seen any changes, neither on slugs or buckshot as far as I can tell. The M1014 has gone from 115 damage to 100, at least in game when we measured out. It didn't, you would think there would be some overhealth, it would deal damage to, but it only hits for 100. And then of course the TR7, my beloved, in addition to some banger recoil changes, also has unchanged damage. This thing is a beamer. Obviously the recoil is pretty hefty, it pulls hard and to the left, but it does about like half of that. Additionally, it deals 33.5 damage to a target, both on live and Redsec, up to I believe 30 meters, so you can absolutely shred somebody who's up close almost instantly, or a little bit far away almost instantly as well. It has a time to kill of 0.5, and it is an absolute beamer. Now, obviously, we're gonna have to tear this up because you have a lot of factors here, right? Between the MP and Redsec, you have the way the games play out, you have the way the spread, the recoil, and, you know, primary, secondaries, like everything works in harmony to determine what is the best or the worst gun. But what we do have is a complete chart, and again, this is all available on my Discord at GG/ottr in the resources section. It's not like amazing, it's not the best chart out there, but I make it for myself so I can run the math. And just a quick mention, if you guys are watching, if you guys do enjoy the Battlefield 6 science, I love obsessing about this type of stuff. Feel free to join the Discord. I'm gonna make like a special role, we'll figure out the specifics, where we just test stuff. If you guys find stuff, you put it in that Discord and we'll make something out of it. We may make a video or a short or something. Just join the Discord is my point. It's just a great place to be. I have my builds there as well. But finally, let's take a look at the damage per second, and we're gonna run some comparisons here between Redsec DPS and live DPS. So starting off, this is what it used to look like. We're gonna look at the top 10 guns. That was the KV-9, the SCW, the TR7, SG-553R, the Saiga, M1014, and the M4A1, and the NVO. Now, when we resort this just based on DPS, and again, this doesn't count in damage fall off, though, you know, the TR7 does have pretty great damage fall off. But now when we look at Redsec, you're gonna see a little bit of a difference. The TR7 is the highest damage per second gun in Battlefield 6 Redsec, with a damage per second of 402, a time to kill of 0.5. Next up is the Saiga. This thing just stays on top. I'm actually it started to grow on me because we're running it on stream, but it is really awkward to hip fire with. You have to ADS with it. After that, we have the M1014, which is an absolute beamer. Again, we have the slugs for the Saiga, but like the slugs do fall off really hard. Then you have the NVO, surprisingly, because its damage is unchanged. The KV-9 is on 7th place now, but it's still a beamer. You're gonna win most fights up close. The GRT-BC is also up here in the top 8. The M433 is the runner-up, and then finally, the SCW sits comfortably on 10th place. So as you can see, just the changes to damage on its own really shakes up the meta. When you combine those changes with the bloom changes, when you combine those changes with the recoil changes, things start looking a lot different. Just going off the recoil changes and the DPS changes, it's safe to say that the TR7 is pretty much meta. The problem with the TR7 is it does have a pretty hefty left pulling horizontal recoil even after the changes, but I'm thinking if we put a converter on it, maybe it'll feel fine. I'm still experimenting with it. We'll try to figure out a way to use it because this thing absolutely shreds. But anyways, that was all of the data. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you have an idea of what you're gonna make out of your next build. See you guys in the Discord, and if you guys wanna get more data, check out the video on the screen. And while the video is on the screen, let me remind you guys that you wanna use code ottr in the Battlefield web store whenever you buy the battle pass or skins or coins or merch or anything like that. Helps me out a ton. Takes a second to do. Works on Steam, PlayStation, Origin, and Xbox. So, you know, check that out. The link is in the pinned or description. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.